Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Uncle Brian's Consulting. And I am your resident consultant, Brian. Today's kind of a random video of randomness, I guess, for lack of better terms. And what prompted the video was, first off, proud dad moment this morning. Went to my oldest boy's high school where he'd already officially signed up for the Air Force a few months ago, but the high school made it a formal deal this morning, which I thought was really cool, really nice. It was a photo op session. It made it look like the kids were actually signing, like most kids do. They sign their letter of intent for the college they're going to attend, all while mom and dad are wondering how are we going to finance this little enterprise we're about to get into. But anyways, they had a very formal signing, where the military students look, formal signing process and stuff, their letter of intent to the Air Force or the Marine Corps, the Navy, or what have you. But anyways, got to do that this morning, which is really nice. But what the main point of the video is, and I'll kind of call it customer service without a smile. Boys and I get back here to my place, and I kick the youngest one off to school, and he drives his little self to school, and then my oldest son, the senior in high school, has what they call honor period, so he actually doesn't have to go to school till sometime after 10 in the morning, which is nice, I think. He doesn't have to wake up to an alarm, I guess, for the rest of the school year. So anyways, I mentioned to my boy, I said, well, what do you got going on this morning before school? And he says, well, I think I'm going to do some schoolwork, Dad, get work done. I said, great. Well, I'm thinking of going to Dunkin' Donuts if you want anything, so I'll drive down to Dunkin' Donuts. I'll grab a few donuts and a coffee and come back. And he gave me what he wanted to eat, so away I go. My happy butt heads down to Dunkin' Donuts, and I put in my order, and I'm sitting there waiting for my order. And as I'm waiting for my order, an older gentleman walks in the restaurant. He puts his order in. He dressed like a ranch hand. Got cowboy boots on with the jeans tucked in the bootleg there. He puts his order in, and I don't hear what he orders. It's no big deal. I mean, I am a people watcher from time to time. I'm kind of fascinated by how other people behave, how they operate, how they move, talk, interact with other people. Something that I'm kind of keen on. I don't know why. I've always been that way. But anyways, at Dunkin' Donuts here in my little Nebraska town, you walk up to the cash register, you put in your order. The donuts are right behind the person running the order, so they can get you your donuts and your pastries, and then they send you down to the other end where you wait for like your coffee and any hot food that has to be done. So I'm already standing down there waiting for a breakfast sandwich and a large coffee with cream and sugar. But anyways, apparently this little boy, he walks down, and shortly thereafter, I don't know how it ensued, how it started, but it was over how the coffee was being done. I got the impression that by the time he put in his order, and then how the order, the person putting in the order messed up a little bit, slight mistake, so it gets passed down the line to the people doing the coffee and the hot food. So this kid with tattoos on his hand, and he's a barista at Dunkin' Donuts, probably in his early mid-20s, if that, a young man. But anyways, he ordered for such number, and the guy says French vanilla caramelicious coffee, and the guy says, well, that's supposed to be two separate drinks. I gotta admit, the guy was a little abrasive. Who knows why? Woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something. And so the kid, the young man fixes the order, gives him two drinks. One was a French vanilla, one was a caramelicious type drink. Hands it to him, and then he hands the rest of his food. And then this barista, proceeds to tell this man, next time you come in here, I appreciate you not talking to me like that. Because they did, they argued. It was a heated argument. He said, customers yelling at this guy, and this guy's yelling back. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my Lord, what am I watching here? You can't even go to Dunkin' Donuts in peace anymore. People are copping words back and forth between customer and employee, and it's like, how in the world did service get to this point where, because I started out in customer service, as most of us probably did, I I started out working at Hardee's in my little hometown up in Panhandle, Nebraska when I was 16 years old for $4.25 an hour. And then from there, probably the best job I've ever had was, I don't know, a few months later, I hired on at Safeway, which is just down the street from that Hardee's up there, for a nickel more an hour, making $4.30 an hour. But, I spent probably close to 3 years at Safeway and learned a lot about customer service, learned that the customer's always right. Whether they're wrong or right, it doesn't matter, but you were taught that the customer is always right. And you had to, if they asked you where a product was at, you physically had to walk them to where that product was at in the store. And I would almost guarantee you, if a customer talked to me like that, and then I reacted in the way this young man did at Dunkin' Donuts, I'd be fired. Right or wrong, whether the customer is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to talk to a customer like that. You're not supposed to treat customers like that. That was behavior that was unheard of. I'm not saying that, it happened in my day in the early 90s when I started working, but the fact of the matter remains that businesses didn't put up with employees that talk to customers like that. And it's not the first time I've seen this happen. I went to Walmart, I don't know, it'd been a long time ago. And I remember this one as well, because as I'm walking into Walmart, a woman is walking out with a sandwich, and right behind her is the Subway clerk, because as you walk in the grocery side of Walmart here in town, the Subway, you walk through there, and then the Subway restaurant is immediately to your left. So you can go straight, shop the grocery side of Walmart, or if you were hungry, you can take a hard left and you were in the Subway. But anyways, this gal, as I'm walking into Walmart, this gal is walking out with a sandwich in her hand, and then right behind her is a gentleman that's working behind the counter, again, a 20-something-year-old guy. And he's actually telling her, ma'am, I appreciate next time you come in here, don't talk to me like that. Or if you feel you got to talk to me like that, you could go shop somewhere else. And I thought, holy moly, really? This is what's happening in restaurants and fast food chains across America. Employees are actually literally following the customer out the door, giving them the third degree over the third degree they got because that person messed up your sandwich order or that person messed up your coffee order. I'm like, holy crap, really? What's funny about this is, and I'm, fast food or being a barista or a sandwich maker at Subway is, it's an honest day's work, but it's a low skill for a low wage line of work. And I've worked customer service for, I had Hardee's, Safeway, and then I did a stint in the military where I didn't deal with a whole lot of people. And then when I got out of the military, I ended back up in customer service. I worked in a credit card call center when I went to college. And so I'm, wasn't dealing with them in person, but more over the phone. But even then, you still had to have that mindset that, the customer's right. When I worked in a credit card call center, there were a lot of idiot people with credit cards that didn't understand the terms and conditions of their credit card. They didn't understand late fees. They didn't understand over limit fees. They call you all mad because, I never went over my credit limit, but I'm showing a $28 over limit fee. So then I would look at the account, pull it up, and say, oh yeah, you had a $35 finance charge on a $9,000 balance that took you over your credit limit. So then you got the over limit fee. So people didn't understand. So a lot of people shouldn't have credit cards, but that's not the case. But you had to treat that same idiot as if they were right. Oh yeah, we're sorry about that. And then more than likely you would remove the over the limit fee, but you never, as they're yelling at you and berating you over the phone, you never told them to, hey, you can't talk to me like that. You can't speak to me like that. I demand to be respected, blah, blah. Like that guy today at Dunkin' Donuts sitting there yelling back at that older man there for the way he was being talked to. I'm thinking, buddy, this ain't back on the block, man. You're at work. You're on company time. You're on Dunkin' Donut time, and I'm sure they don't appreciate you. Would not appreciate you talking to that guy like that, even though he probably deserved it, because his tone to that young guy behind the counter was not very good. It's like, talk to him like they deliberately mess up his coffee order, like, hey, let's pick on this guy today. I mean, no. It was an honest mistake by the clerk taking the order. And unfortunately, the guy that made the drink saw this is what it looked like on the ticket, not what the guy had told the girl down the counter there taking the order. The guy was just doing what he was presented with on what's on the ticket. And so it wasn't his fault that he made the drink wrong. It was the person who took the order. It was their mistake. But yet the poor kid, the poor guy that was handing over this one drink when it should have been two, got the brunt of the ass chewing. And so it's just kind of a sad state of affair how customer services really went down the pot over the last year. But then again, you look at the kinds of people that like Dunkin' Donuts are getting, or Burger King or McDonald's, or for that matter, the kinds of people they're able to attract, because there's no one else out there willing to make coffee or make sandwiches or cook fries or whatever for a living. I mean, it's usually people that don't have any other option in life are the ones taking these jobs and hold on to them, but yet they don't understand that if this is the best thing they got going for them, why are they providing a piss poor service? And these are the same people that want $15 an hour, and some of them are actually getting it now. I mean, it was a shock to the system, because there is no way I would talk to a customer like that even today, even if I worked in the service sector and got a customer service job. It'd be yes ma'am, no ma'am, or yes sir, no sir. You know, customer is always right. And we forget that at the end of the day, the customer is right regardless if they're actually wrong. So you sit there and he's like, wow, this guy actually had the guts. Like he turned to, instead of, it's like he took the Dunkin' Donuts hat on and put the hood hat back on and say, look, dude, you're not talking to me like that ever again. And when you come back in here, you will never talk to me like that again. Man, if I was a shift supervisor or the store manager, I'd be like, yeah, buddy, you're out. That puts I bet that old boy, even though he was wrong to start, he probably went back to the ranch and said, hey, look, man, we're not going back to Dunkin' Donuts ever again, because that guy, me and this kid at the Dunkin' Donuts got into it and blah, 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 and I'm never going back there again. And then next thing you know, and then you can't forget about the social media aspect of it. I bet this old guy didn't know how to use social media, but anyone in the store, including me, this morning could have easily put on Facebook, hey, don't go Dunkin' Donuts, man. There's a guy there that will fight you if you argue with him, kind of deal. But just negative publicity, in other words. So that was my excitement for the day, next to my oldest boy making his official signature for the Air Force at the high school this morning. Like I said, just a quick video, kind of a food for thought. Be nice to people that are serving you, because ideally, anywhere you go nowadays, somebody is out there to serve you in one way or another. Whether you go to Walmart and you can't find the pickle relish, you're obviously going to ask somebody, because we know how often Walmart changes their layout of their stores. When you think you got it figured out, where the pickle relish is at, tomorrow they'll rearrange that whole store, and you'll be wondering, where's the pickle relish at? I can't find the goddamn pickle relish. So you have to ask somebody, and they might not know because, hey, they just rearranged the store. But at some point, every day you have an interaction with somebody in customer service, or whether it's Walmart, Dunkin' Donuts, on any given average. I'd say about every time I go anywhere, including the gym. There's always a staff member or two working the gym. If I have a problem there, I could find the trainer. I can find the manager. I am a customer at the gym. If I have a problem, I can address it with one of those two individuals there. Same thing, when I go to Starbucks, Scooters, there's somebody waiting on me. Hey, what would you like, sir? Yeah, give me a medium coffee, cream and sugar. Or if I go to walk into a gas station, someone is there to help me. So anytime I go somewhere, there's somebody there to assist me if I need it. So remember, be nice to those people. They don't make much money, but they are paid to put up with your crap if you choose to deal it to them. But at the same time, they are not paid to give it back. So that being said, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.